at CHS, and I'll be presenting to you guys Y2Y, or Yard2Yum. Sorry, Yard2Yum. Did you know that 119 billion pounds of food is wasted yearly in the United States? And 6 to 10% of the food that restaurants buy is just thrown away during prep just to make food look presentable. $162 billion is how much a restaurant wastes yearly, or how much the restaurant industry wastes yearly. And that is a big problem. Now, we can fix this problem. Over 18,000 restaurants in the Mass area and over 7,000 farms in the Mass area. The opportunity. 600 pounds of food is wasted monthly at one restaurant and disposed of $300 to $700 monthly. The majority of restaurants, after surveying them in the Boston area, said that they are interested in maximizing food waste and building a farm-to-table relationship. Our service will allow restaurants to make the best out of their food waste. This is the graph showing how much care about the good handling of food waste and how much care about spending more for better handling. Now, we have 4 competitors that are trying to solve the same problem that we are focusing on. Full Harvest is a marketplace that allows farms to partner up with other companies to sell their imperfect produce. Anaerobic digestion uses bacteria to break down biodegradable matter. And Toastale uses surplus bread in bakeries to replace barley in its beer. And Ruby's in the Rubble uses discarded food to make condiments. Now, what sets us apart is that no other company does exactly what we plan to do. Although these companies use food waste and turn it into something else, we are planning to put food back into the food cycle, which gives us a huge window of opportunity. Now, our solution is to take food waste from restaurants and bring it to farms after composting them in our facilities. Now, in return, farms will give a % of their produce back to restaurants, which is a win-win situation for both parties. Now, our solution allows food waste to be kept out of landfills and reduces methane production, which is a big environmental strain. Now, money related to food waste is solved, and this benefits both parties. We have 3 main areas where we want to turn our resources to: office space and admin expenses, transportation, and the rest is left for miscellaneous. Now, 40% is for office space and admin expenses. 50% is for transportation, which is employee salaries, such as the drivers that bring compost and produce to restaurants and farms. And marketing and fees goes into the 40%. We need your funding, and we can expand our business. So right now, we are planning to expand more to southern states since they have more farms and more restaurants. Now, judges, let's work together. Let's help farms and restaurants along the way, and let's go green. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes. Who pays for this?
So we actually have government grants, and I have them right here, because we're going to do a nonprofit. And there's a lot of government grants related to companies that focus on recycling, and a lot are based on food waste as well. So this is where most of our money is going to come from.
Have you looked into what some restaurants are currently doing? Because some are doing something very similar.
Yeah, they are doing something very similar. They do compost their food, but they don't actually get a return for that.
When you say return, are you going to pay them for their food waste?
No. We're going to take their food waste, we're going to compost it, bring it to farms. Farms will gain the compost, and they can also use it as animal feed. And they are going to send a % of their produce back to the restaurants. And we're going to do that by a credit system, right here.
Okay. So that's sort of something that sets you apart from what
Yeah,
others
because like
do.
although like other companies maybe benefit one party, we have like a two-way where it benefits both.
And how will you, so you're gonna need to sign on both restaurants and farms and get them to sort of sign on to you and create this partnership, and how do you
Yeah.
plan to do that?
So we're planning to create a website that'll allow restaurants to go on there, put how much they need for produce, to put how much waste they think they'll waste every month, and then farms will also put in how much compost they need and how much produce they plan to produce each month. And by doing that, we can match them up.
How did you determine there was this issue? How did you get the numbers? And honestly, I was a little surprised at the amount of waste. So how did you come up with all these numbers?
Yeah, so aside from research, we actually got a lot of primary research from restaurants in Boston. So my dad is actually a restaurant owner, and he told me that like a lot of like in his experience, like he's owned like 3 to 4 restaurants, and there's so much food waste happening in the industry, and that no one really cares about. And it's also like extremely expensive for like disposal costs. So he thought that they would be good if like they get a return for like how much they spend on like instead of disposing it, they could compost it instead. And also, farms will really see a benefit to this, as like compost is expensive. It takes up at least half of their income. So like this will help both parties.
And you'll be doing the composting. You'll create the space to house and compost, and then ship it back out.
Yeah, so we have facilities for that. And what we plan to do is we're going to use an aerated static pile, which where waste is mixed in a large pile, loosely layered with bulking agents to allow air to filter through the pile, which speeds up the natural process of composting. So that's really helpful for us. And the other two are just other options, but this is the best one.
One more quick question. When you say food waste, are you talking about the food left on plates that people didn't eat, or excess food that's cooked at the kitchen overnight?
So it can actually be both. Like when prepping, you do waste a lot of food to make it look presentable. So we're going to take that, and the food that people waste, we'll also take that. And we're going to, like, in our facilities, we'll have them go through piles, like our employees, or like through machinery, to find out like which foods can be used for compost.